people out there, and welcome back to yet another exciting episode of Seek Your Purpose. This is your host for the show, Mayank Sarah. If you are new to this podcast and listening to me for the very first time, then I'm glad that we connected. I thank you and welcome you on board for a life-changing episode that you'll be hearing in a while. So hit that subscribe or follow button to never ever miss an episode the time we upload it. Or if you're a regular listener of this podcast, you'll love the content that I create, then I would take a moment to thank you for believing in me, for tuning into yet another episode. So please go out and spread the word, rate and review the show on Apple Podcast and Spotify, and help us grow organically by reaching out to the maximum. And those who can't, thank you more for sharing this episode with them. Go for it. Now let's kickstart the episode. Here we go. Today, as I'm penning down this episode, I just ended up listening to a previous creation of mine titled The 5 Learnings from 5 Love Encounters. So the reason why I heard back to that episode, which I created way back in Feb, is to resonate with the art of storytelling, which I feel that I'm missing in few of my recent projects. The art of storytelling. So please don't feel that I'm bragging much about the thing that I've created in the past, but after listening it from an audience's point of view, I can say that I knitted various encounters well in that story and narrated them perfectly, which sounded soothing and thought-provoking to the listener. This is my belief. So do check it out. I'll share the link down below for that episode. But now coming back to this art of storytelling. So have you ever noticed that we have been surrounded by the art of storytellers around us? Yes. Just look around you wherever you are currently and observe the creations. Every creation, it tells you a story. It's an art which most of us fail to acknowledge or even realize in this era of a fast-moving, frenzied lifestyle. So don't worry, I'll give you a couple of examples to help you over here. So, a director, he's a storyteller of a movie or a web series that you happen to binge watch for hours. A musician and a lyricist, they are storytellers of a piece or song that transfers you to another mental space. A culinary artist is presenting his or her story via their food. A YouTuber is telling a story through their YouTube video. An interior designer is telling a story via his or her work. And of course, a photographer tells a story with the help of his photographs, so on and so forth. But apart from this, the one thing that makes the ordinary artist turn into an extraordinary one is the blend of a personal, rich life learning experiences which they share along with their art. The experiences are deep, up, close and personal with the artist only, which they have surely gained over the course of their life. And it made me quote a fantastic citation by Alice Walker where she said, "Whenever you are creating a beauty around you, you are restoring your soul." I'll again repeat the words. Whenever you are creating a beauty around you, it could be anything. So in a way, you are restoring your own soul. Wow. She made such a deep statement. So just imagine two people, Mr. A and Mr. B. Mr. A, he stayed at the same place throughout his life. He did the same piece of work for almost 35 to 40 years of his experience and didn't experiment it at all. He lived a safe, secured and a comforted life, which obviously paid him well in terms of survival and paying bills, but not a rich life experience. The other person, Mr. B, he explored a lot. He's been through a lot of experiences either by choice or by chance. He traveled to a lot of places, experienced a lot of stuff, interacted with a lot of people in everyday life, and he built conversations by sharing perspectives. Whom do you feel will end up being a fantastic storyteller, which will keep the audience intrigued and engaged with their stories? Mr. B, right? Of course, yes, Mr. B. Why? Because we expect some interesting, glued, mind-blowing set of stories from him, so that we can draw a parallel correlation with us and learn from the experiences which will help us navigate easily in our lives. That's how the conversations are built. That's how the relationships flourish. That's how the friendship blossoms. And that's how deep connections of love are made. It's deeply important and wise enough for any storyteller to create a work that depicts their artwork along with a blend of personal experience. It should reflect in that, which will help the perceiver to resonate and connect at a much deeper level than the surface connectivity. That's what I call a true fan following, where art connects people. And this can only be done when you explore. Exploration does not just mean traveling along a rucksack to unseen unknown destinations, but also exploring more and more about the art that you are getting mastered at. Explore more, dig deep down, research, try and fail numerous times to know yourself a bit better. And also interact with more and more people outside your comfort zone, widen your horizon, experiment with your course of life. Opt for that one course which you have been longing since ages. Travel like a beshak, befikr and bindas soul. Date people out of your different religions and nationalities. Hop onto a solo trip, shoot cold emails to the people or companies you wanted to work with, and gain a rich set of experience out of it. So using a hashtag YOLO, which means you only live once, doesn't make you stand out of the crowd, but indeed getting on to the true meaning of yours, which will gain after exposing yourself to imperfection, will do wonders. So once you are in the process of gaining rich life experiences, document them. Document them in the best possible way. It varies for different storyteller. Document it and blend the richness with the art of your creation. Because the experience is born out of emotions, and emotion is what binds people all together. We humans, we are a set of emotions generated by experiences which we share boldly and unapologetically with the world to make it a better place to live, love, grow, and prosper. So the next time when you'll be creating anything, just tap onto that inner storyteller of yours and ask, what story am I expressing out with this work? Does that resonate well with me, or it's just a hollow piece of work which I am building up for the sake of meeting mandates, deadlines, and yes, wawa from people? Be the best storyteller, because everyone has a story and everyone deserves an ear to their stories. I hope you end up creating the best story of your life when you blend the rich life experience with your art. Make it happen. Let people explore what you have in store for them. Let's create a life that we are extremely proud of creating, living, and thus giving it back to the world. Believe in yourself. Cheers.